Over IRS Form 8453-EMP. This is an e-file declaration for employment tax returns. Generally speaking, if you're filing paper copy returns, you're not going to use this tax form, and you won't use this tax form if you're using IRS Form 8879-EMP to authorize a PIN number to be used by your tax return preparer for a tax return. So this is an e-file declaration, and it serves a couple of purposes. One, it serves as a way to allow your electronic returns originator, or ERO, to file your tax return electronically. It also gives the federal government permission to disclose your tax information specifically to the entities that are involved with your tax return. So not just your accountant or your return preparer, but the software provider and any intermediaries that might be involved with the actual processing of this. If there's payments, then it authorizes the IRS or the Treasury Department to work with your bank to communicate exactly what is needed to pull the money out of your account. So in other words, without this filing, your tax form doesn't really get processed. You don't get your refund applied or issued to you, and you're really not able to make a payment from your online account or from your debit account, your banking account, if you were wanting to do so. So this is kind of important. Again, as long as you've filed either this or 8879 EMP, then an electronic tax return will eventually get filed. So let's go ahead and go from top down. There are three parts to this tax form. Part one is the type of return and the return information involved. Part two is the declaration of the tax preparer. And then part three is the declaration of the ERO and the paid tax preparer. So up at the very top, let's just say that we're doing a form, let's call it a quarterly tax return for the last quarter of 2024. So that might be So John Doe is filling this out on behalf of Acme Businesses. We said a Form 941. So in this case, we would be pulling the wages, tips, and other compensation from line 2, or the balance due to complete this line. So let's just say that that would be $100,000, and then he owes $1,000 in employment tax. So that would be one example. In part one, you're only going to check one box, and then based on the box that you checked, you're going to fill in the corresponding fields. So box 1A, you would complete boxes or lines 1B and 1C, 2A, 2B and 2C, so on and so forth. And again, if you're using tax software, this is just going to auto-populate from your software. The more important parts of this really are parts 2 and parts 3. This is what allows everyone involved in your tax return to work together to get this moving. So in 6A, you can check this box if you're requesting a refund instead of just applying the credit to the next employment tax return. And then line 6B allows the U.S. Treasury and the IRS to pull the money out of your account via direct debit to pay any taxes due. And it allows the financial institution to exchange enough information to verify that it's your account, your taxes, your tax balance, all of that to facilitate the transaction. If you do owe outstanding taxes and you don't check the box in 6B, then you do have to pay your taxes through the Electronic Federal Tax Payment System, or EFTPS. So if you're a business owner, you should be fairly familiar. That's where you would pay your employment taxes. John Doe would sign, print his name and title, and then date it at the bottom of this. Part 3 is for your tax return preparer. Generally, they're going to sign this, put their tax preparation firm here. So in this case, John Smith of Smith and Associates is also the paid tax preparer. He's also the electronic return originator. So most of the time, this is going to be one and the same. Your tax return preparer is also going to be your ERO. So they will fill this information. So it'll kind of look something like this. You should have a preparer tax identification number that would go right in here, unless he's filling it in this field right here. So preparer tax identification number, every paid tax preparer has to have one. If your tax return preparer does not have one, that should be a warning sign. So pretty straightforward form. Electronic filed returns cannot be submitted without either this or IRS Form 8879 EMP. So if you have not seen either of these documents and you're expecting your electronic employment tax return to be filed, it won't be. So that's all we have for this video. We've also put a link in the show notes for the step-by-step article, which you can find on teachmepersonalfinance.com. Type in IRS Form 8453-EMP, and you'll see the guide right there. So it'll walk you through all parts of the tax form. It'll walk you through the difference between 8453 EMP and the IRS Form 8879 EMP, and it will also give you a rundown on all of the other e-file declarations in case you pulled the wrong one for the wrong type of tax return. So if you like our articles, please check out or subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, or if there's another topic that you'd like to see in an upcoming video, please hit me up in the comment section. Thank you very much and have a great day.